There's something to be said for staying the course at complete risk of self and just pushing through to get the information. And once you get the information, an entire world that you were unaware of opens up to you. You start to see things that apparently were already always there, and now you know. The creatures appear to be docile, and although they are absolutely terrifying to encounter and see firsthand, they have not harmed us in 8 years, over 500 expeditions. They could have killed us in any one of those situations. And yet, with creatures the size of this one, at around 10 feet and 1,000 pounds, I'm here to tell the story, and you're here to watch it. Learning to identify the creatures is the most important aspect of being a researcher. If you don't know what you're looking for, you don't know what you're looking for. I think, when we first entered the field that we would see the creatures. They were obviously black, and sometimes they had gray skin. They were obviously gray colored because I'd seen one. I'd taken so many reports, but nothing could prepare me for the realization of the symmetry. What we discovered is a species that essentially look like giant walking cartoons with physical symmetry, not just the bone structures of the face and how the symmetry is so different and so much larger in a lot of cases than what we humans have been taught or given a chance even to understand through our educations. These creatures are literally outside human purview. Very little information has come in from the research community about what the creatures actually look like. And you're staring at a monster right now. This creature is approximately 10 feet tall, and that head is approximately 2 feet wide. This is the same exact area the Bruce Banner footage was shot in episode 1 of Impossible. So what do you do when no one wants to listen and you got nothing but time on your hands and all of this knowledge that these creatures are there and how they're hiding? You just keep documenting in the hopes that at some point the world wakes up and starts to listen. Yeah, we're in the back here again, and we're coming up on the little pond that I think they wash in, or at least do something in, and it's just, it looks like a disgusting like cesspool is what it looks like, and it shouldn't look like that. There's huge swatches where something's been laying. It looks to be, based on the tracks, like a couple 100-pound, like two or three 200 and 300-pound hogs. This particular one right here, this is enormous, right? This is a 300-pound animal, period. You know, I've seen this many times and seen the hogs that leave these laydowns like this. Could have been two right there, but in any case, we see activity here of what they like to eat, right? I mean, this is really interesting back in here because we got fruit, which attracts the hogs, which essentially makes this prime hunting habitat. The hogs are always going to try to be in here, especially in season when that fruit's ripe. I'm sure they smell it. I'm sure all the deer, everybody smells that in here. And this is one of those places that we continuously capture these guys on film, and I think that's why. This is a feeding station for all the wildlife. We have water. In addition to that tepid mess that, you know, right there, it's normally flooded, and this is a creek. We should be standing in about 2 feet of water right here where we're standing. The dry season, it turns into a habitat. We have the water, we have the temperature difference.
It's like our
shade.
The home.
We have the low light. We also have a food source in these mangoes, plenty of date palms, and those bear fruit as well. And then we've got the game coming into the area to eat the fallen fruit. So this is like every aspect of what a human or an anthropoid would look for to survive. This is the spot that you can find it, right? So for me, it's no secret why, you know, for 4 years now, no matter what we've done, they just come back and stand there for us to catch another apple. You know what I mean? So this is the spot, man. It's ground zero. It's got everything they need, man. The low light is huge.
It's huge.
There's
no surviving without it.
Yeah, there's 1/3 the amount of sunlight in here as there is out in the open. And that in and of itself is going to lower the temperature. So aside from the fact that we're below sea level in the aquifer, we're standing in the aquifer right now. In the end, this is a result, this particular creek. So you get an air conditioning, like Mel was saying earlier. It's just cooler around your feet, isn't it?
Yes.
You can feel the temperature difference the lower
you actually can feel the coolness radiating up from the ground, which is very interesting.
Yeah. Well, that's the aquifer underneath the surface. You know what I mean? I mean, that stuff is, in Central Florida, 72 degrees all year long. So if we've got, let's just say that's the average temperature of the aquifer here in Florida, you have essentially cool water pipes running through this particular area. Now, if you really want to get into the pattern of this, find those areas where the aquifer is closest to the surface, and I believe you'll find the clans of Sasquatch wherever you are.
What did you hear?
Look at that. Jeez, man. Look at those toes up in there, dude. How about that? Toes.
I can't even move. Where am I?
Our fearless leader is running point right now. It's a mango.
Awesome. Mango.
So these are the saw palmetto berries. These prairies with these saw palmettos give up this food right here. This is a food source. It's an unripened one, and then here's a ripe one. And if you look inside, it's got this orangish seed in it. You see piles and piles and piles and piles of these things chewed up in there. And they have a very unfruity smell, and they're kind of oily, but it's apparent that something is consuming thousands and thousands of these things, because I've seen about 100 piles where something takes them all in their mouth and then has the presence of mind to spit it all out in a single pile.
They are. Yes.